Thanks for checking out this movie review video. This is for the 2025 release, I Know What You Did Last Summer. This is a doozy. I've been hearing from people, this is a terrible film. It's really, really bad. And I was like, okay, maybe it is, but maybe I'll like it a little bit more than some people. Now, turns out that wasn't the case. I'll just tell you up front, this is a bad film. I wouldn't have seen it most likely, except for the fact that I went to see Weapons at my local drive-in, Benji's Drive-In. Shout out to Benji's. And it was the second movie after Weapons. So I was just like, I mean, I'm already here. I already paid. It's free for me now. I might as well just stay and watch it. Plus, I just like being at the drive-in. So I was just like, more time at the drive-in, I'll do it. It's kind of a torturous film, unfortunately. But let me get some stuff out of the way, and then we'll talk about it more. Directed by Jennifer Kaytin Robinson, who did Someone Great and Do Revenge. I haven't seen those films. Written by Robinson as well as Sam Lansky, who did not have any other writing credits, and Leah McKendrick, who wrote Destroy the Alpha Gammas, Deviant Love, Scrambled, and MFA, which I had heard that MFA was quite good, so kind of surprising. I mean, I haven't seen it myself, but kind of surprising based off what I've heard that this was not a better script. It's bad. So synopsis, for people who don't know about the original film or the sequel, I think were only two of them. I only ever saw the first one, but from '96, I think. It's about a group of friends, very annoying rich friends, who are just partying, overdoing it. They end up getting into a situation where they cause someone to die. And then it's about fast forwarding, and all of a sudden someone's showing up, and they're killing people, and they're leaving them notes that say, I know what you did last summer. Okay, so that's where it all comes from. Now, I will say that that's all I'm going to go into with synopsis, if people want to see it. I don't want to ruin stuff, but this was a prime opportunity for a studio to take a film that wasn't very good in the first place. The original I Know What You Did Last Summer is not a very good film. It wasn't back then. It's even worse now to watch. And it has like literally the worst final girl in Julie James, played by Jennifer Love Hewitt. Like such a horribly written final girl. Literally the worst. And this was their opportunity to take a not good film and remake it to be a much better film. Like, the bar was low, but what they actually chose to do was create another movie in the franchise. And I was like, oh my gosh, how did you guys mess this one up? It's right there for you. Because here's the thing. If you do a remake, everyone knows it wasn't a great film. But you'll still get the people who liked the original to come and watch it. Plus, you'll get the people who are like, yeah, that wasn't really good, but it was a good concept. You'll get those people to come watch it too. And I just think they really screwed it up with this one. But it is what it is. With this film, you'll immediately hate all of the characters. I did. And there's no better way to do that than to just be like, these are all a bunch of rich people. Not relatable. Not relatable for anyone except other rich people, pretty much. Or people who think they really want to be rich, so they idolize rich. We have a problem with that in our society currently, where people think that, oh man, billionaires are so good. They're going to do so many good things. No, they're not. Have you ever watched a horror movie? It's based in fact that these billionaires will just screw everyone and the entire planet. So anyway, bad idea just making all of them rich. Horrible idea. That was the first misstep with this film, because none of them are relatable. You can't relate to any of these people. They're super annoying, not just in who they are and the wealth they come from, but how they talk to each other is super annoying. They're also vapid. None of them really have any depth to them. They're just stock characters. And then that leads you to, okay, well, at least we can see them get killed in like these cool, gory, fun practical effects kills. Not really, unfortunately. The kills are so boring. Some get a little bit more interesting than the others, but not that great. They needed to go hard on the gore to sell this film and say, look, okay, we know this isn't a great film, but we're going to give you some really good gore. We're going to give you some fun, inventive kills. Nah, they did just walk right away from that one. That was another gimme. Like, that was handed right to you. That's all you need to do. You would have been okay. Because when you have terrible characters that no one cares about, offing them in grandiose ways is a way to satiate the audience. Just saying. Do I need to tell these studios how to do their job? Because it seems like I do in this instance. The major event in the beginning of this film is changed, but it feels a lot like the original one. So it does become this weird thing where you're like, wait a minute, are they remaking this? And then you find out not long after that, so it's not really a spoiler that it's not a remake, that it's not, these are events that are happening well after the events of the first film. And then you're just like, oh no. Oh no, what are we in for now? And yeah. The more the movie progresses and you see how rich and entitled the characters are, the more you want them to die. But like I said, it doesn't happen in a good way. The kills are extremely lame. Already talked about that. There's plenty of eye-rolling worthy dialogue. There is literally a point where a character says to another character, I have a question for you. What did you do last summer? Oh my gosh. I was just like, really? Now, fine, if you're trying to make this a parody, but it's not a parody. And that's apparent from the beginning of the film. You have to set that tone if you want to do that, and then you have to make it a parody. Some of the worst writing. Yeah. The directing is very basic, and it goes along with the lethargic feel of the story. This story just plods along with terrible dialogue, so much wasted time with people talking about stuff that doesn't matter and nobody cares about because we don't even care about these characters. And you're just like, ugh, it's a slog. I would have left the drive-in if I wasn't doing a review for this. I was taking notes from the get-go because I'm like, I'm going to do a review of it because it's content I can put on my channel, so people may want to hear what I have to say about it. If that was not the case, if I wasn't doing that, I would have left. I would have left like 20 minutes in, maybe 30, but more like 20 probably. I like how people can't see things right in front of their face or hear the killer slowly walking up on them. There is no spatial awareness in this film. There's no proper vision of characters in this movie. Did I say building? I meant movie. Like, there literally is a scene where, like, someone's walking and they walk right past the killer. They're right in there. They could see them. And they just walk right past them and just, like, do something and then turn around and they're like, oh my gosh, I'm surprised. They're trying to kill me. I didn't know they were there. I'm like, what is happening with this film? Just the dumbest filmmaking. This is potentially a career-ending film for some people. I'm just saying. It's one of those films that can do that. I also like how the killer is extremely skilled until it's revealed who the killer is, and then all of a sudden they're like severely weakened with their abilities. It's like they're a superhuman who can kill anyone with the greatest of ease, and they have like super strength and everything. And then as soon as it's revealed who it is, it's just like, oh, they're just a normal person, and it's very easy to defeat them. And you're just like, oh, that doesn't make any sense. No sense. The ending just makes you wonder who came up with it, and the other people said it was a good idea. Yeah, what studio head signed off on this? Who read this script and said, yeah, this is a good ending. This is a really good ending. Because I'm going to bet a lot of the people who had some sort of positive feeling about the original film are going to hate the ending of this film for a very specific reason that I won't get into. At the very end, it's like, why is this still going? I thought to myself, because there is like a conclusion to it, and then it keeps going, and then there's another conclusion to it, and then it keeps going with just like mindless drivel that just like trails off. And then you're just like, oh. And then there is a mid-credit scene in this film that is way too long for a mid-credit scene, and nobody asked for this. No, if you've seen it, you know what I'm talking about. If you want to see it, you'll find out what I'm talking about. Nobody asked for this scene. And it tells you some terrible things about what they think. they can do. I just, yeah. There's a line in the movie. This is a quote from the movie. It says, "Nostalgia is overrated." I agree with that. That's a good line. The problem is, why didn't you practice what you preach? Because this film is fueled a lot by nostalgia. If you're going to call it out and say nostalgia is overrated, again, this needed to be like a parody, or it needed to be a remake, and they made things a lot better, and they're kind of saying, we don't need nostalgia in this film because we're making a better film than what originally was. That's not the case. And for them to literally know that going hard on nostalgia is a bad idea, and even tell the audience that, and then just be like, but yeah, that's exactly what we're doing. Like, they knew what a piece of trash this was, and they put it out anyway. Just hoping to get that green. This is one of the issues with additional films in a franchise or remakes a lot of the time, is that studios don't put enough into it. They just don't care that much because they know there's like a certain chunk of assured sales at the box office because of fans of the original film or the franchise as a whole, that type of thing. But anyway, I feel like this review is way too long for what this movie is, but I had feelings on it. You know, I think this is the most like worked up about a movie I've gotten in a while in a review in years. It was pretty bad. But out of 5 stars, half stars, and play, 1.5 star rating. Would love to hear other people's opinions, though. Go ahead and put it in the comment. I would especially like to hear from people who like this film. I'm not judging you. I'm not saying you're an idiot for liking it, because, you know, people like things for all different reasons. You know, my feelings in this are just my feelings. And I know that some other people I saw the film with were like, I didn't hate it that much. And I'm like, I get it. And they explained to me why. And that's the thing. That's why I'm always open to hear from people, because, you know, maybe something you have to say will let me see it from a different perspective. I like doing that. But would love to hear other people's opinions. We can talk spoilers in the comments. That's totally cool. Do me a quick favor. Hit subscribe to my channel if you haven't. That is the best thing you can do for me that is free. The other thing that you can do for me if you want to throw some cash my way is link in the description for my memberships for the channel. You do get perks for each level, which I think are some pretty solid perks for a very small fee each month. And, oh yeah, thumbs up on the video is another fun free thing you can do for me. And you can hit the notification bell button if you want to know when I'm putting up new videos. Regardless, thank you for your time watching this. And until next time, keep it brutal.